Number 1. Uncanny Expeditions is a YouTube channel that's been around for just a couple of years, but it's already built a solid following thanks to its fascinating content. The creator explores creepy and mysterious abandoned places, but what really sets the channel apart are the camping trips near Area 51. Yes, that top-secret US military base that sparks endless talk about aliens and UFOs. Many believe there's more going on behind those fences than the government admits, and this YouTuber is definitely one of them. He's visited the area several times, and while not much usually happens, one of his recent trips turned out to be very different.
My first glimpse of the facility, I can see one of the big radar dishes off in the distance. All right, so I'm at the western fence line, looking towards some kind of a small little building there. Here's the main cluster of buildings, at least on the surface. This looks like it's mostly hangars and storage facilities where they store models and airframes. See the radar too. They blast it this way downrange. They've got a small little gate on the western fence here. No drones. Pretty typical signage.
From a distance, he captured views of radar dishes, strange buildings, and signs warning people to stay away. Of course, trying to get too close is a bad idea. It's highly restricted, and trespassing could land you in serious trouble. After some exploring, he climbed up a nearby hill and set up camp for the night. He brought out his night vision gear and started watching. At first, a few vehicles entered the base, and everything seemed quiet again. But then things started to shift.
About 5 or 6 vehicles entered the facility. Things kind of calmed down. I wasn't sure if I was going to see anything, but after a while sitting there in the dark, things started to get interesting. The first thing I noticed was a light appeared on the ground. It was too faint for me to see with the naked eye, but through my nods it showed up very bright. This was indicating to me that the hatch was most likely opening to the underground silo. Wow, this looks crazy. They got it rotating up there on that pylon.
A faint light appeared on the ground, too dim for the naked eye, but it lit up clearly through his night vision. It looked like something underground was opening. Moments later, he spotted what appeared to be some kind of aircraft. The object was spinning, and he could make out its shape even from over a mile away. With all the runway lights turned off, it was like they were trying to keep it hidden. So, what was it? A UFO? Some classified military tech? It's hard to say.
Mind if this isn't the clearest video in the world. It's being filmed at over a mile and away, probably close to a mile and a half away, and in pitch dark conditions. Like there's no lights. They killed all the lights on the runway. They really didn't want this to be filmed. But I've got my PVS-14 night vision device here, and I have that stacked with my spotting scope. And yeah, hopefully this is going to come out cool. I can make out the vague shape of the craft. I can see the nose, and it looks like 2 vertical fins. I think the aircraft is upside down. They're spinning it around too, so.
But if you know more about this kind of thing, you might be able to recognize it. Either way, it's one of the most intriguing clips from the channel. 90% of the people watching have not subscribed yet, so please do, it's free. Number 2, Tommy and his wife Rachel loved hitting the road in their van, exploring the great outdoors with their dog. Camping was something they truly enjoyed. Peaceful nights, nature all around, and time away from the world. But this particular location had a strange history for them. On a previous trip, they'd heard bizarre sounds coming from the forest in the middle of the night. Despite feeling uneasy, they decided to return and give it one more try. Everything seemed fine at first.
Not bad right now. Like I said, we've heard nothing. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Yeah. Really don't want to. I mean...
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything today.
No, it's been quiet today.
The day was quiet, the air was calm, and nothing felt out of place. As night settled in, they made dinner and relaxed inside their van, wrapped in the comfort of its cozy interior.
And I could have sworn I wasn't looking out the mirror, but you know, it's in my peripheral. And I could have sworn I saw something walk across there.
What do you think it
know. I mean, like a man walked across there. Yeah, I don't. Watch out your window, baby. That was a little unnerving.
But just when everything felt normal, something strange happened. Tommy suddenly felt something wasn't right. He thought he saw someone moving past the van outside. It was quick, just a glimpse, but it was enough to make him step out and take a look. Outside, the woods were still, the kind of silence that feels unnatural. He walked around the van carefully, checking for signs of movement, but there was nothing. No footprints, no broken branches, no signs of anyone nearby.
But it would have walked across this way. I did not let Rachel get out. For anybody that asks, we both have a way to defend ourselves right now. I'm not saying how, not saying what, but we both have a way to defend ourselves. The van is locked. I don't really like this. Really don't. I literally don't even like walking back this way with my back.
It was just the two of them out there, or so it seemed. Just as he tried to shake it off, a disturbing sound echoed from the trees. It was a scream, high-pitched, sharp, and unmistakably that of a child. The direction it came from matched the area where they had heard strange howls on their last visit. For a moment, Tommy stood frozen, unsure whether to investigate or stay put. It could have been an animal, sure, but the scream sounded too real, too human.
I could have sworn back in the area where we heard the howls coming from before that it sounded like a little kid screaming. And that's disconcerting. You know, I wouldn't even know where to begin to go looking, or even if I should go looking for it. No. But it sounded for all the world like a 5 or 6 year old little kid screaming. And I didn't hear a word. It was just more like just a scream. But, I mean, it could have been a bobcat.
Yeah.
But it's from the same area we heard the howls before. Exactly the same direction. Yeah, I do not like.
Then came the howls, long, eerie sounds bouncing through the trees. This time they were louder and much closer.
I've had my window all the way up.
Yeah. I haven't heard any more screams, but I've definitely been some howls. Roll your window down a little bit, just a little bit. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Look, I'm getting tired of this. Like, can we just have a night? Can we just... I don't know what it is about this spot.
Yeah.
What is it about this spot?
I don't know.
Now there's one back over here.
Whatever was out there wasn't just passing by. It felt like it was getting closer with every second. At that point, they knew they'd stayed long enough. Tommy started the van without hesitation, not bothering to wait for anything else. As they drove away down the dirt road, one thing was clear. Something about that place was seriously wrong. Number 3. A man decided to head deep into the forest for a solo camping trip. Everything seemed peaceful at first until he noticed something moving between the trees not far from his camp. It was hard to tell what it was. Maybe a large person, or maybe something else entirely. The figure stayed in the shadows, and the thick forest made it difficult to get a clear look. Despite the strange sighting, he chose to stay the night. But once it got dark, the situation quickly grew unsettling. Strange sounds echoed through the trees, waking him up from his sleep.
What is that? It's like eye shine. Whistle?
When he looked out into the woods, he caught sight of glowing eyes staring back at him from the darkness. Trying to stay calm, he used a common method among campers to see if anything would respond, knocking on a nearby tree. Moments later, the glowing eyes showed up again, this time much closer. Whatever it was, it hadn't left.
One last thing, tree knock.
That was the last bit of footage he managed to upload from that trip. Thankfully, it seems he made it out safely. But what exactly was lurking out there in the woods that night? That part still remains a mystery. Number 4. Casey is a solo traveler who shares peaceful van life vlogs with her cat, Olive. Her videos usually feel like a cozy escape, quiet mornings, coffee rituals, and scenic backdrops. But this time, her vlog took a disturbing turn.
Seen my other vlogs, you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, that was a really short morning montage, because usually I would show you guys me making coffee or breakfast here in the van, and that is just not what happened this morning. In fact, Olive and I had a fairly unsettling morning, and I'm going to tell you guys about it. So just for some context, we are in a very small town in southern Utah, and we have already switched spots, but the spot we were at last night and this morning was actually a big dirt pull-off off the main road going in and out of town. So Olive and I woke up fairly early. I started working on my computer and recording some footage for the vlog, and I noticed at about 7 a.m. a black car went past us very slowly on the main road here.
While camped at a dirt pull-off in a small southern Utah town, Casey noticed a black car drive past slowly around 7 a.m., far below the speed limit. She found it strange but brushed it off. Moments later, the same car returned, pulled into her lot, and slowly circled behind her van.
And I was close enough to the car at this point that I could see there were 2 men in it. One was driving and one was in the passenger seat. And they actually went up a little road that was behind the lot that we were parked in. And they got to the end of the road, turned right back around, and then very slowly started coming back down the road towards the van. So this whole time I'm sat up here in the cab area very discreetly trying to watch what they're doing out this driver's side window. But once they got close enough back towards the van, I actually moved from up here into the back area because that is where I keep my safety items. And unfortunately, I don't have a window on the driver's side back there, so I lost my visual of them, but I could hear that they pulled their car up right along the driver's side of the van, and they actually honked their horn at us.
Inside were 2 unknown men. They drove up a road behind the lot, turned around and came back, this time stopping right beside her van, honk their horn, and then knock on her driver's side window.
Which I also ignored. And just to clarify, this was not a police car, this was not a security car. These were just 2 dudes in a car. So a couple minutes after I ignored the knocking, they finally left. They went back out onto the road and I watched them slowly drive away. At this point, I knew I needed to leave the lot, but I wasn't sure where I was gonna go.
Ignored them until they finally drove off. But it wasn't over. Just 20 minutes later, she spotted the same car again, this time parked down the road, about 600 feet away, watching her. That was the final red flag. Casey immediately packed up and left the area. checking to make sure she wasn't being followed. Whether their intentions were malicious or just bizarre, Casey trusted her instincts, and that likely kept her safe. It's a chilling reminder for solo travelers. When something feels off, it probably is. Number 5. On March 25th, 2022, the channel Grizzly Gaz uploaded footage of what was meant to be a quiet solo camping trip, but ended up becoming one of his creepiest nights in the wild. Gaz, along with his dog Fendi, set out into a remote forest where he had permission to camp, returning to a site he'd used before. As he arrived, everything seemed undisturbed. The fire pit was intact, leftover wood was still there, and no signs of recent activity were visible. But the forest felt off, eerily silent, with no birds or rustling leaves. That strange stillness was just the beginning.
I'm like this. I'd love to know. See them all over the shop when I'm walking about. I've no idea what they are and why they do that. Strange. Is it witchcraft or what? Don't look like anyone's been here, like. My grill still hung up on this tree. Pan and a few seats. Fire pit's unused, so I got to. Even got some wood here, look. Right, I'm gonna get this pack off me and get some water down me, and then maybe do some firewood prep.
After filtering some water and cooking dinner over a portable fire pit, Gaz turned on a small radio to break the silence. That's when the unease crept in. Fendi, normally calm, began staring into the dark woods, ears perked. Gaz scanned the area with a tiny flashlight, but could barely see beyond the trees. Then came the whispering, low, indecipherable voices that seemed just out of reach.
Ooh, look at that, eh? Pork steaks, lamb kebabs. Oh, beautiful. Time I've ever brought a radio with me. Might get that out and have a look at that. Yes. Let's turn that off, I'll get done for copyright. Turn that off. Can't see up now. It's not bad, is it? For a little torch. For a little keyring torch. Low. High.
He turned off the radio, thinking it might be interference, but the whispering continued, and then suddenly stopped. Moments later, a loud thud echoed through the trees. Something heavy had stepped on a branch. As Gaz listened, more sounds followed, twigs cracking underfoot, a deep growl from beyond the firelight, and Fendi pacing nervously. Determined to find out what it was, Gaz grabbed his strobe flashlight and ventured into the dark forest.
Just thought we'd come out for a little bit of a wander. Dark. I can't see out. Pitch black. Oh, sorry. Gonna see if there's. I had some kids earlier just running about, messing about. So, if I find them, I'm gonna put me little. Do this. Walk through the woods going. Woo, 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 woo. Come on, mate.
That's when he heard it. Chilling, distant laughter. A child's voice, giggling in the woods. There were no nearby houses, no other campers, and no reason for a child to be out there. Shaken, he rushed back to camp and sat by the fire, trying to rationalize what he'd heard. But the sounds kept coming throughout the night. Rustling, faint footsteps, and an unshakable feeling of being watched. Fendi stayed alert, refusing to rest. By sunrise, Gaz packed up and left the forest, relieved to be done with what was supposed to be a peaceful night. No tracks, no explanations, Just an unforgettable encounter with something deeply unsettling in the woods.
Got about mist last night and it being cold. I think it got down to about 1 degree last night. Tent inside was condensated. Pretty bad.
Number 6, Kat, an experienced outdoors woman and YouTuber behind Wildcat Adventures, is no stranger to solo camping in remote areas. Known for her love of nature and resilience, she often shares peaceful wilderness escapes with her audience. But this trip, deep in the Peak District, took a different turn. Her destination was an old, abandoned mountain house rumored to have a dark past. From the outside, it looked worn but harmless.
I just got to walk up this hill, through the woodland, and find the body. And rumour has it, this might have been a former cult hangout when it was originally built. Not sure about that one. We're here. Got a few holes in the roof. A bit ominous, doesn't it? See if anyone's home. Coat. Always a welcoming sign.
She set up camp inside, using clever bushcraft techniques to patch up the broken roof and windows. As evening fell,
I think he's fixed the windows. Second job, fix the roof. Third job, go and get some wood. Quite like this idea here. What they've done is got a tarp and then used logs on the other side to create a weight so it hangs off. I think I'm going to copy that technique. Okay, so I've hung that off the main rafter and then I'm going to hang it over the roof. This is it working. That's not looking too bad, is it?
she made a fire and settled in for the night, enjoying the quiet at first. But as darkness took over, the atmosphere shifted. Strange noises echoed through the walls, and an uneasy feeling crept in. The eerie silence between the sounds only made things worse.
It's about 10 o'clock. It's pitch black in here. It does feel a bit spooky. I've really been on the phone to my friend for quite a long time just to take the edge off the quiet darkness. It's a good job I'm used to this stuff because I would freak the hell out otherwise. I don't recommend this place if you're a first time camper. It is freaky in here. Yeah, but I'm going to put something on the Kindle anyway and go and get in bed. Right then, all in bed. Hopefully I'll be alright. And I will see you in the morning. Night.
At one point, she found burnt pages of a Bible, an unsettling discovery that hinted at something more sinister. Despite her nerves, she stayed through the night, distracting herself with phone calls and keeping her wits about her. But sleep offered little comfort. She couldn't shake the sense that she wasn't alone. By morning, Kat had made it through, but the lingering unease stuck with her. As she packed up and left, she made it clear this was one place she wouldn't return to.
As soon as you step inside, it's got such a heavy atmosphere. And then I came out like during the night, and even though it's dark outside, I was like, oh. Yeah, definitely will not be camping in this place again. No way. Even now, I've got this sensation of being watched from the doorway. I'm not somebody who's like sensitive. Like I've never had any experiences with ghosts. I think I'm just not a particularly sensitive person. You know, some people are more receptive. Yeah, but yeah, it had me on edge. This place all night. I was just like looking about and looking for shadows and listening for noises, and yeah. I mean, who draws this stuff? All packed up, ready to go. I keep looking at that corner, like all night. That was the corner that kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. This place, honestly, once it goes dark, yeah, I won't be stopping here again, even though it is local to me, but nah, you're alright, thanks. Not when people start burning bits of the Bible. Like, I'm not scared of ghosts, I'm not scared of people, I'm not scared of spiders. There's not a lot I'm scared of, but you don't know like what people have been trying to summon up in this sort of place. You know, obviously nothing good if you're burning the Bible. So I wish you well. Thank you for letting me use the place, but you're staying here and I'm going home and you can't follow me.
Whatever energy lingered in that forgotten cottage was enough to spook even a seasoned camper like her. Number 7. YouTuber Franco TV returns to an abandoned factory he previously explored, this time with a warning: someone might be squatting inside. The place already has a creepy reputation, but tonight it feels different. The air is heavier, the sounds more frequent, and Franco, usually composed, is clearly on edge from the very beginning.
I have to say I'm a little bit nervous, because I'm hearing noises everywhere. It's not quite like it usually is. This place is absolutely massive. I'm just nervous because I just started and I heard something too. It is what it is. I shall now enter the Valley of Death, because in here it is creepy.
Armed with night vision to keep a low profile, he quietly makes his way through the massive, decaying structure. But it doesn't take long before things start to go wrong.
I don't think this is the room. There's no candle. Oh, that's just a basket. Never mind. It was the third floor. I'm already trying to shake. Oh shit. I can see the candle. I just turned off my flashlight. I can now see the light. What the fuck? I have 3 candles.
On the 3rd floor, he spots something, a faint glow from within a room. As he approaches, he finds candles lit, a jacket left behind, and the unmistakable feeling that someone has just been there.
What the hell is this? Oh, look at this. I didn't even see this. There's somebody's jacket.
Then, through a window, he catches sight of a figure, shrouded in a blanket, completely still, just watching him. No movement, no sound, just staring.
It was right over here. It was something white or brownish. I don't even know. It was just like I saw it for a split second. And then it was gone in the corner of my eye. Animals or something. I have to check that room. Here's the outside. I'm going back, lights off. I don't see any lights. Again, I turned off the light on the top floor so it wouldn't start a fire. I literally just seen something right over here. Hold on. I saw something white right over here in the center of the window. Oh, I gotta be careful. There's black widows here. Oh, that was creepy. I'm gonna go into the door. Oh shit, that was freaking horrifying.
Things escalate when he sees another figure, this time from outside the building, standing behind a window on the 2nd floor. Franco turns off his infrared camera, trying to spot any more reflections or lights.
That looked like it was big. Hola? just seen a light off of that window. Something just kind of reflected. That was definitely like a flashlight. I'm gonna turn off my IR to see what I can see in pitch black. There we go. So if there's any flashlights, it's gonna reflect. Like, I'll see it for sure. I was just up there. And that means somebody was up there with me. But I didn't really check all the rooms.
And for a moment, the figure disappears. But then he spots them again, eyes blinking, still watching him. At this point, it's clear Franco isn't alone.
Oh shit. There's somebody right there. Right on the second floor. They're just staring at me, I think. What the fuck? There's somebody right on the second floor there. I can see the eyes blinking. I don't know how many people are here, but I saw a light reflect from this room, and when I looked on the other side, there's somebody watching me, and I just got chills. I turned off my IR. I want to see if I can see any lights. See if that person's still there.
Someone, or possibly several people, are inside that building, watching his every move from the shadows. Whether it was a squatter, something paranormal, or something far worse, one thing's for sure. Franco's instincts to stay alert likely saved him from a much scarier outcome. Number 8. In this next clip, a woman comes face to face with a nightmare scenario, one that no one ever wants to experience. Out of nowhere, a panther silently emerges from the brush and walks right past her. She freezes in place, whispering in shock as the massive predator moves within arm's reach.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit.
But what's even more chilling is the fact that the panther doesn't even acknowledge her. It just keeps walking, as if she wasn't even there. Her breathing grows heavy, heart racing, but she stays completely still. Somehow, the animal disappears back into the wild without incident, leaving her shaken but unharmed. It's a terrifying reminder of how unpredictable nature can be, and just how lucky she was to walk away untouched.